Welcome back. Here we are, episode 9 of the Engine 9000 Debugger series. And today the game we've got here is Worthy, a game I developed with John Tsakaris and JMD in 2018. This game's pretty simple from a technology point of view, as we can see. Copper, almost nothing. Sprites, literally zero. Glitter, well, only when things move. No scrolling, so yeah, pretty simple game. One thing I can show in this game is some people have asked about this FPS estimator. So this game runs at 50 frames per second, as it should for a game that does so little. But you can see here it's currently estimating anywhere from, well, let's see, 10 frames a second up to 50 frames a second. And the reason is just because the way that this estimator works is it just compares screen data each frame, and if there's been no changes on the screen, it assumes it's a slower game. So if we were to move the character constantly, you'll see that straight away it just locks in at a solid 50 FPS. So just be aware when you're using, if you're looking at this, that it's not, it doesn't, it's really just comparing frame buffer data each frame. So keep that in mind. Anyway, why are we here today? Well, we're going to look at a new feature, the chipset screen. So this screen shows us all the Amiga chipset registers, descriptions. We can filter on any of these columns. So for example, let's say we wanted to have a look at the color registers. We can see that in Worthy, I obviously use the CPU to set the palette. It doesn't change, so no need to do it every frame with the copper. That does mean, though, is we can easily change it. So let's change the background color to be red, for example. Boom. There we go. So anything we write here, any register we can change. Now be careful with this, you can easily crash your Amiga by changing some of these registers if you don't know what you're doing, so use with caution. Let's have a look at something that is controlled by the copper. Our window. So you can see here, this is saying that the copper list is setting our window parameters. We can click on this to see the copper list. And decoded copper list. You can see here there's not really much going on in this copper list. It's a bit playing pointers and the window. I'm not sure if it shows up on the YouTube video, but we can see here the double buffering. We can see that the bit playing pointers alternating each frame. Anyway, what if we want to mess around with these windows? Well, they're currently being set by the clock for every frame, so if we were to change one, it's going to set it straight back. So what we've got are these two columns. We've got the protect register and the watch point, so we can basically prevent these registers from being written by the emulator, and then we can do whatever we want with them. So I think it was 80. Let's boost this up. There we go, we're changing the window. Similarly, we can change this one. Nice and small window, or we could change the vertical size of the window, etc. So, and if we unprotect them, it'll just reset them back. Watch points. So basically that lets us set a breakpoint automatically whenever one of these registers is set. So let's say we want to have a look at some blitting. Let's put a breakpoint on BlitCon 1. So put a watch point, so boom, straight away it's been set. So we can see here, this is obviously the blitter routine that's doing that particular setup. Now I'll leave it up to the viewers to pass judgment on if this is an efficient way to set up this blitter. Once again, this was probably my second game I wrote, so yeah, no judgment please. So yeah, you can see here that we decode the values for all of these custom registers. See obviously the address, description, and what set it. And these values will update live. So yeah, that's the new feature we've got today. What else is new? The these overlay buttons have been renamed just to make more space for when they get small. Hopefully people with muscle memory can come to terms with that. There is another new feature. We can basically enable the libretro info logging to be output onto the console, which is probably going to help people trying to work out what's going on with some weird libretro stuff. Similarly, I've changed the default input parameter. Previously this was set to mouse, which pretty much meant your joystick didn't work when you first booted up. Ironically, with this set of joystick, my mouse still seems to work when I boot into a hard drive config, so this seems to be probably a better default, but I'm still coming to terms with all the core options as well and how they all work, so let me know if this causes anyone any issues. And I also made a bunch of changes to the fixes to the trainer. The trainer is much more robust now. You don't need to have the recording going. Let's say we want to train this, get rid of this timer once again. Marker, 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 track, descending, click on that, protect, block, and I'm assuming then the timer will stop. So yeah, this trainer should be much more robust now. There were some issues around it before, so good luck with that. Just be careful when you block things, because you know this RAM location might be used. If I reset this, it'll probably not like it's being blocked as it's booting up into the game. So let's just be careful with that. Let's see what happens, see if it gets through. Yeah, as you can see, blocking random RAM locations can have its issues, so you know you might want to just be careful when you're blocking and block it at the right time. Okay, that's all I got for today. I'll see you next time.